Hello, sa lesson natin ngayon, pag-aaralan natin yung triangle congruence on proving statements. Ito yung ating Module 7, Quarter 3, Week 7 ng ating Mathematics 8. Ang ating learning competency ay will prove statements on triangle congruence. Actually, ito ay continuation lamang ng ating lesson last week. Kaya, yung mga lessons natin or topics natin review lang last week. In this, we are going to prove that two triangles are congruent using two-column proof. May statement, tapos may reason pa rin. And we all know that from our previous lessons that two triangles will only be congruent if and only if all pairs of corresponding angles and corresponding sides of one triangle are congruent. Yun yung tinatawag na CP-CTC na pinag-aralan na rin natin noong nakaraan. Respectively to all corresponding angles and corresponding sides of the other triangle. So dito, i-apply natin ngayon yung definitions, postulates, and theorems na pinag-aralan natin ng mga nakaraang linggo. Ano ba yung CP-CTC? It reminds us that if two triangles are congruent, then every corresponding part of one triangle to the other is also congruent. Vertical angles theorem. If two angles are vertical angles, then they are congruent. So yung vertical angles, dalawang line na dinivide sa apat yung angles. Yung opposite ng angle 1, which is angle 3, ay equal. Yun ay vertical angles theorem. At yung opposite ng angle 2, which is angle 4, is also equal. So yung vertical angles are congruent. Reflexive property of triangle congruence. Yun naman, kapag pinag-uusapan natin na isang triangle. Sabihin, yung triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABC. Kapag symmetric property, dalawang triangle na yon, triangle ABC is congruent on triangle EFG, then we can also say that triangle EFG is congruent to triangle ABC. Kapag transitive property of triangle congruence, tatlong triangle pinag-usapan natin. If triangle ABC is congruent on triangle EFG, yung EFG is congruent to triangle JKL, so we can say that triangle ABC is congruent on triangle JKL. Median of a triangle. A median of a triangle is a segment with endpoints being a vertex of a triangle and the midpoint of the opposite side. Sabihin, yung median, yun yung naghahati sa dalawang triangle. At inahati niya yung isang line segment na AB into equal parts. Line segment AD is congruent on line segment BD. CD yung tinatawag na median. Equilateral triangle. Ito naman kapag tatlong angle, say angle A, angle B, angle C, is congruent to each other. We can also say that their sides AC, CB, AB, ano man ay congruent din. Line segment bisector, yun naman ay naghahati sa isang line segment into two equal parts. For our development, we have our given triangle AMR and triangle BGT are right triangles. Given pa rin, angle R is congruent on angle T and line segment MR is congruent on line segment GT. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong dalawang triangles dito. Ayan. Yun daw, angle R, ito, is congruent on angle T. And alam naman natin na kapag right triangle, yung largest angle measures 90 degrees. So dito, makikita nyo, angle M is congruent on angle G. And then we have also line segment MR is congruent on line segment GT. So lahat yun, isusulat nyo sa given. So, sa statements natin, susulat nyo muna yung first sentence. Ayan. And then, given. And then, sa sunod na number, yung sunod na given. And then, kung makikita nyo, angle M and angle G is congruent. Dahil sila ay right angles. So, lalagay nyo, angle M is congruent on angle G, which are right angles. Definition of right triangle. Angle M is congruent on angle G, because right triangles are congruent. And then triangle AMR and triangle BGT will be congruent by ASA postulate. Ganon din yung magiging case natin sa AR and BT, which is opposite of angle M, which is equal to angle G, na equal din sila. Kaya we can say that line segment AR is congruent on line segment BT. Number 2, we have line segment FJ bisects CJH. Ibig sabihin, dinidivide ng FJ yung CJH sa dalawang equal na angles. So, JC and JH is congruent. So, yun ang ating mga given. We'll prove that angle C is congruent on angle H. Dito, kung mapapansin nyo, sa number 2, FJ bisects angle CJH. Yun ay given. Lalagay nyo reason. So, yung isa pang given ay JC is congruent on JH. Given din yun. And then, ipoprove natin ngayon na angle FJC is congruent on angle FJH by definition of bisector. Kasi nga, hinati ng FJ yung angle CJH. And then, we can say that FJ is congruent to FJ. Ito yun ay reflexive property of equality. And then, line segment FJ is congruent on line segment FJ because segments of equal length are congruent. And then, we can say that CJ, angle J, or CJ, angle CJF, and JF is congruent on the corresponding triangle HJ, HJF, and then JF. So ito, so sila ay congruent by SAS congruence postulate. Then we can say that angle C is congruent on angle H by CPC PC. Dito tayo ngayon sa learning task 1 or sa engagement. We have a given triangle BAC is an equilateral triangle. Line segment AT bisects line segment BC. So triangle BAC is an equilateral triangle. Yun ay ilalagay nyo sa statement. Tapos given, and then AT bisects BC, yun ay given din. And then kung mapapansin nyo, AB is congruent on AC dahil equilateral. Itong dalawang side na ito, congruent sila sa isa't isa. So, lalagay nyo, line segment AB is congruent on line segment AC, definition of equilateral triangle. We can also see that on our given, we have BT is congruent on CT. Yun ay definition naman of median of triangle. AT is congruent to AT by RPE or reflexive property of equality, and AT is congruent to AT because segments of equal length are so equal to. So meron tayong ito, side, side, side. So we can say that triangle BAT is congruent on triangle CAT by SSS congruence postulate. At mapuprove na natin ngayon na angle BAT is congruent on angle CAT CAT by CPC DC. Number 2, assimilation. Supply the necessary statement reasons. So we have again an isosceles triangle OPR. Ibig sabihin kapag isosceles, yung dalawang angle niya or dalawang side or legs, yung dalawang legs nun, PR at PO equal. Angle R at angle O equal din. PS is the median to the base of line segment OR. So, PS, ito ay median ulit. So, parang kapares na nung learning task 1. So, OPR is isosceles. Yun ay given. And then, ano pa isang given? PS is the median to the base of line segment OR. So, sulat yun rin dito. And then, kung makikita nyo, PR at PO is congruent to each other. Kaya yun ay definition of isosceles triangle. And then, RS is congruent on OS. Yun naman ay definition of median of triangle. PS is equal to PS. Yun naman ay reflexive property of equality. And then, line segment PS is congruent to line segment PS. Ang paliwanag naman sa number 6 ay segments of equal length are congruent. Number 7, triangle PSO is congruent to triangle PSR by side, 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 SSS congruence postulate. And we can now prove that angle O is congruent to angle R by CPC AC. Learning task 3 for our assessment. Given line segment EM and line segment KT bisect each other at O. Ibig sabihin, yun ang ilalagay natin sa given. EM and KT bisect each other at O. Given. KO and TO, so isa siyang line segment na hati sa dalawa. So definition of bisector, equal sila. Ano? Pag nahati sa dalawa. And then we can also say EO tsaka MO is congruent to each other. So EO is congruent to MO, again definition of bisector. And then we can say that KOM and TOE are vertical angles. So ito ay definition of vertical angles. Ganun lang ang reason. And then angle KOM and angle TOE is congruent. So angle KOM is congruent on angle TOE. Vertical angles are congruent. So ngayon, mapuproof na natin dahil meron tayong side, angle, side. Triangle KOT is congruent on triangle TOE by side, angle, side congruence postulate. And we can now prove that angle M is congruent on angle E by CPC PC, or all pairs of corresponding angles and corresponding sides of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding angles and corresponding sides of the other triangle. Assessment 3, Learning Task 3. Given AC bisects angle BAD and angle BCD. So AC bisects BAD and BCD. So given, lalagay natin yung line segment AC bisects angle BAD and angle BCD. So number 2, angle ACB is congruent on angle ACD. ACB by definition of angle bisector. And then we can also say that BAC is congruent on angle CAD by definition of bisector again. So number 3. So number 4, AC is equal to AC by reflexive property of equality. Line segment AC is equal to line segment AC. Segments of equal length are congruent. So we have angle, side, angle. Sa kabila, ganun din. Angle, side, angle. So triangle BAC is congruent on triangle DCA by angle, side, angle postulate. And we can prove that BC is congruent on line segment DC by CPC PC. Itong ating reference galing sa Learner's Packet Lip for Grade 8 Mathematics, Triangle Congruence.